What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This one is in our new vehicle. Well, new to us, used 2020 Chrysler Pacifica Touring Edition. We just picked it up last weekend. It has been 1 week. It needed the door adjusted and the bumper painted, so it was in the body shop right away. So they had given us a brand new Ford F-150 Super Crew FX4 package. Sweet ride. We got to drive that for a week. Now that we got this back, I picked it up from the dealership and it didn't start. So they gave me a jump. I drove it home, turned it off, and it didn't start again. So there was a red light on the dash cluster, and it wouldn't start. None of the key fob functions would work to open the doors or the rear hatch. So I started looking into it on YouTube. I found a video. I have a couple tweaks to that video, so I figured I'd make a video just to help you guys out and get through the solution as quickly as possible. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to have this get fixed. So if you can see where it says brake, there is a circle next to it. That was solid red when the car was not starting. The message all as well was start system not working, battery is charging, or something of that nature. So basically anytime I tried to remote start the vehicle, it would not work. Anytime I came in and tried to use the push button start, it would not work. So after some research on some forums and a couple of YouTube videos, I found out that the Chrysler Pacificas have an auxiliary battery. So you have your main battery for all the functions of the car, and then you have an auxiliary battery right next to it that takes care of all of the start-stop functions. The whole start system for the car is off of this auxiliary battery. So let's pop the hood and I'll get a little bit more into detail for you. All right, so I just popped the hood. If you don't know how to pop the hood, you shouldn't be doing this work. So there's a reason I didn't show you it. So there's a little DIY to this, and if you can't get in the engine bay, take it somewhere. So right under this air intake, see the battery symbol. You got your big main battery over here. You got your little auxiliary battery down here. So this just pulls straight up on, and it pops it out of the little thing it's in. You're gonna pull it all the way up and then shimmy it out. Now we can see this little auxiliary battery right here. So what you'll do is, the aftermarket batteries are a little different. So let me go first and show you the original battery from the manufacturer. Before you get to working on anything in here, I recommend loosening this nut here, taking your negative battery terminal off and just pushing it off to the side, just as a precaution so you don't short anything out. You never want to take that chance, especially with all the electronics on these newer vehicles. All right, so original battery from the manufacturer. You can see that it has posts on it. Your aftermarket battery is not going to have posts. So this had the battery lead and then a little nut on it, same on each side. You will not have that on this aftermarket, and I'll show you what we do for that solution as well. All right, so since I've already swapped this out, you're not gonna see me actually take it out, but what you'll do is you'll pop this little cap on your positive terminal. Like I said, on the other one, there will be a post sticking through here with a nut. You take that off, take the nut off of this one, and then you're gonna take this bolt out that's holding this strap down. They are all 10 millimeter, same as the other battery connection on your main battery. Anyway, after you take the nuts off and back them out, and you take this bolt out, all 10 millimeter socket, you'll pull this battery out. Now I had to kind of take this battery and shim it back and pull it straight up out of here. You'll get hung up here, hung up here, hung up here. Just take your time and nice and easy work it out. Then we drop our new battery in the same way. I went down and then flattened it out in there. Then what I did was, instead of the post, now we need an M6 by 20 millimeter bolt in each of these. The issue I ran into is my bolts were too long, so I had to cut them down with a hacksaw. I would recommend probably a 3/4 inch long M6 by 20 millimeter. That way it won't bottom out in the battery. But anyway, I cut them down, got my 10 millimeter socket, put that one back on, close it up. Well, I guess I put that one back on to a point. I didn't tighten it all the way. Same with this one, put it back on to a point, didn't tighten it all the way. Then I put this strap back on and strapped it down with the same bolt that came out. Then I put the socket on these and tightened these down, gave them their last tighten. Close everything up. Put your battery terminal back on the main battery. Put your air intake back in, so you'll push it back in the hole. And then push it back down here, find the little spot where it goes in there. Push that side down, and you're done. So I've seen places on the internet recommend you wait 30 minutes to turn on your car, let the system reset, but I've already turned it back on because obviously I already did this. So the push button works inside the car. Let's see if the remote fob works. So for some reason, this fob isn't working yet, so maybe I'll wait the 30 minutes, see if that does anything. But in the meantime, I just stepped in mud. I will show you that it starts. I just got in the car and this said remote start canceled, hood open. So let's go see if I close the hood, if it'll work. I have to close the door. Again, new car, learning new things. There you go. So there you have it. Remote start works. Now it says remote start active. Push start button in the car. Push start button. Everything changed over good. Van's up and running again. Now, it is a pain in the ass that this was a used car bought from a dealership. It's got 70,000 miles on it, and I shouldn't have this issue that I'm dealing with myself after buying it, but I called the dealership. They were going to look into it, call me back. They never did. That was on a Saturday afternoon, and I don't want to be without a car for the whole Sunday and into Monday before I hear from them. So there are battery options on Amazon, which are cheaper, but I didn't have the luxury of time to wait for that battery to get here. So I ran up to AutoZone and they had the auxiliary battery in stock and the M6 bolts that were too long. So I would suggest finding those from a hardware store or an auto parts store, calling ahead, make sure they have the right ones, because cutting it down is kind of a pain in the butt. But the battery itself cost me $150, which I think the ones on Amazon are like $99, and I'll link that below so you guys can find that easier. I don't get any commission or anything off of it because I'm not a part of Amazon affiliates yet, or cool enough on YouTube to make any money from anything. So just helping you guys out. Comment below, let me know if you tried this yourself and if it helped you in any way. Like and subscribe. Constantly working on vehicles, houses, projects, things like that that'll be posted on here, all while getting down to our property and having some fun and working down there too. So thanks for joining, coming along with me on this journey, and live the Burley life. See you next time.